In this video, we'll have a few more examples on how to solve systems using elimination by multiplying first. So in the beginning of the lesson, we looked at how to find a common multiple, what are opposites, and how to create opposites. And then the biggest question when you look at the new system is, how do I know what to multiply by? The answer is, it depends on what you want to get. So in the new system, when we have 4x plus 3y equals 6 and 3x plus 6y equals negative 3, I have the x column where you have the 4x and 3x, and if I add the equations in the system, that would be 7x, so that's not a 0. 3y plus 6y, it's 9y. So in elimination, we need to create a zero pair. In other words, we have to create opposites that will eliminate. So you have options, and you choose your option. Do you want to eliminate the x value, or you want to eliminate the y value? So what do you want to create? Here for 4x and 3x, we can have positive 12 and negative 12. So the common multiple for 4 and 3 would be 12, but we need to create a positive and a negative, and it could be 12x and negative 12x. So you could create opposites for x terms, positive 12 and negative 12. If you want to, you can eliminate again, and I stress the word if you want to because you are the one who chooses. You can eliminate the y value by multiplying the first equation by negative 2 to create negative 6y and positive 6y. So by creating opposites for the y term, you could create common multiple 6 when you need to create opposite signs. So if I multiply the first equation by negative 2, I could create a negative 6. So it depends on what you want to create. So if I was to say, I want to focus on my y column and I want to create opposites for y. So this is my choice. This is what I want. I'm going to create opposites for y, which will be negative 6y and positive 6y. So the question now is, what should I multiply by to get negative 6? 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. So if I multiply the equation by negative 2, I would get negative 6. What should I multiply by to get 6? 6 times 1 is 6. So if your question is, okay, where do I start? You start with choosing what you want to eliminate. For the question is, what should I multiply by? If you want to create negative 6, you multiply by negative 2. If you want to create 6, 6 times 1 is 6. So you choose what to eliminate, and then you multiply by the number that would make that happen. Then that number needs to be multiplied by all the terms in the equation. Negative 8x minus 6y will equal negative 12. Negative times positive, negative times positive, negative times positive. Multiplying by 1 is the same equation, number 2. What you had now created is your zero pair or opposites will eliminate each other if you add the equations in the system. Negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5x. Negative 12 with negative 3 is negative 15. Dividing by negative 5, we have the x value of 3. In the solution, you have x and y. So after you find the x value, you still need to find the y value. The y value can be found using this x, because now you know that x is 3, in any of the original equations. So you just kind of go back and pick one of the equations and then solve for y. So you use the x. Let's say I plug it in the first equation, 3. Instead of x, I will multiply by 3. And then plus 3y, which I don't know yet, equals 6. 4 times 3 will be 12. And then I solve for y using inverse operations. 3y would be negative 6 dividing by 3 gives me the y value of negative 2. So now I know that my solution is 3, negative 2, where x value is 3 and the y value is negative 2. So by looking at the fresh example, you have two equations that are perfectly lined up, and I have to start with thinking what to multiply by to create opposites. Well, what should you or would you create opposites for? So then you'll narrow your thinking to one column at the time, and you go 2x and 5x could be 10x and negative 10x. 3y and 3y are the same sign, they're not opposites, they add up to 6. But if I multiply one of them by negative 1, that would create positive 3y and negative 3y. So now it becomes, what do you want? Do you want to create 10x and negative 10x? Or you want to create 3y and negative 3y? You choose what you want. Let's say I want to create opposites for x this time. So I want to create, this is my wish right here, positive 10x and negative 10x, just so I have it visually in my mind. So now, what am I supposed to multiply by? To multiply, you need to multiply 2 times 5 to get a 10. And 5 times negative 2 to get a negative 10. So if you multiply 5 times 2x, you get positive 10x. If you multiply negative 2 times 5x, you get negative 10x. And then multiply all the terms by the chosen number. So this is the wish to eliminate the x. To eliminate the x, you have to create the opposites. What do you multiply by to create opposites? That's what you multiply by all the terms. 5 times 2x will be 10x. 5 times 3 will be 15y. And then 5 times 10 will be 50. Negative 2 times 5. Here is your opposite, negative 10x. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6y. And negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. So your first goal has been reached. You created opposites for elimination. When you add the equations in the system, you have now negative 6 and positive 15 combined to 9y. 4 and 50 is 54. Divide by 9 and solve for y, which is 6. You have 6 in the y place of your solution, so you still need to find x. Now that you know that y is 6, you can use it to find x. Where? In any of the original equations. So you just go back, pick your favorite. I'll go with the first one again, and I will have now, instead of y, 6 to multiply. And solve for x. 18. Subtract 18 using inverse operations. Bring down the 2x. 10 minus 18 is negative 8. And then when you divide by 2, the x value of the solution will be negative 4. So we have negative 4, 6. Your solution where the x value is negative 4 and the y value is 6. Try problems 5 and 6. Once you try them, I have the solutions typed in for you so you know what answer to get. Now you try to get it, and we discussed that in class.